What's up, Jeffrey? What's going on? We'll just get started in a minute.
Hey, but I'm dealing with the insurance claim real quick, but I'll jump in as soon as I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just getting everything set up for the live. You're good. Oh. All right, cool. While everybody else is hopping in, let's get right into this. All right, guys, welcome back to BILT's Weekly Live, where we go over everything real estate with an AI and automation marketing touch. First off, thanks for tuning in tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but instead you are here with me. I appreciate that. If you are new here or watching from YouTube or Facebook, there is a link to the actual Zoom that you can join in the description. That's where you'll be able to see more shared screen and more in-depth stuff that we cannot show on like YouTube due to TOS. So we do have a few updates, but today we'll primarily be focusing on getting set up correctly and managing your leads. If you guys have a specific topic and want me to go over on the next live, please reach out and let me know. As far as the updates, as usual, if you wish BILT could do more, or that you wish that we can improve on something, or there's something in general that you wish there was a cool idea that we could do, make sure to go to our website and check this out. We have an idea section. It's brand new. It's been out for a few weeks. I know some of you guys haven't really been probably don't even know about it, right? So basically, if you go into BILTCRM.com and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the ideas board, and which will bring you to like a feedback center. We've finished a few updates, which we're going to be going over today as well, but just keep that in mind. Right off the bat, of course, for those of you who care to support BILT, or you can of course submit us a video testimonial, and of course we appreciate that. You will get a free month off of BILT. You'll be able to see that inside of your system, so do keep that in mind. If you haven't seen it before, but if you go to your testimonial section in the system, you will get a free month off by submitting us a video testimonial. I know a lot of people are new as well, so I don't expect anything right now, but whether it's positive or negative, we always appreciate the feedback. So keep that in mind. Now, just for some updates as well, there are some UI changes inside of the system. We'll be going over that. We'll also be going over some new setup processes and so forth to make you guys' life easier. The whole goal is to minimize as much setup for you guys when you guys first get on board, and that's our goal always. So now, time for a shameless plug for the brand. So if you're enjoying the lives and appreciate the free education, please make sure to like and subscribe the video on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to like and share the video. We appreciate it and welcome all the support that we can get. If you're interested in BILT, make sure to go to BILTCRM.com, and if you're interested in becoming an affiliate for us, you can also find that at the bottom of the footer of our website. But with that being said, let's get right into today's topic. So again, today's going to be about getting set up correctly and managing your leads. But before that, there's a few things that I want to note and kind of go over, just because I know, it's a common thing. People sign up for systems like ours and, they don't know where to get started or so forth. So I want to clarify some things first. Number one, there is no trial period when you guys get set up, so keep that in mind. I had a client the other day literally sign up. They said they swore that we offer a 7-day trial. We do not, guys, so keep that in mind. And of course, we honored the refund and all that just because, it is the right thing to do, but just keep that in mind. we're not in the business of offering free trials. A lot of you guys can come in here, especially people who run other businesses can come in and copy everything that we have. So do keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why. Another thing is, I want to state, like, if you are coming into our system, just keep in mind that if you're tech savvy, you can get set up in 35 minutes. If you're not tech savvy, times that by 10, times that by 20, that is up to you. So keep that in mind. But I do have a question for everybody, and whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube or you're in here in the actual Zoom room, do let me know if you think our tutorials do the job, or do we need more. It's really important to me. I value all you guys' opinion as usual. So if you think that the tutorials are too much, or maybe it's not enough or whatever, I'll create more if that's the case scenario. So just keep that in mind. As mentioned, there's some new changes, so we're going to be going over some easier setup processes today, so we'll get into that. But a quick overview before we get in. It does not matter what list you upload into our system, whether it's PropStream, Batch Leads, DealSauce, the County Tax Assessor, Redfin. There are some prerequisites, so keep that in mind, right? We need the ARV, we need mortgage information to be able to analyze deals. If you don't have the mortgage info, then of course you'll only be able to do cash deals. But if you want to be able to do creative as well, you need to have some mortgage info, or else everything's going to be considered as a seller finance or just a cash deal. But we'll go into that more in depth as well. If it does not have mortgage info, you will only be able to send cash deals, I repeat, okay? Our system will automatically calculate the deals for cash and creative deals, and I mean sub to, hybrid, and seller finance. BILT will automatically determine what type of deal is best and how to send offers on. So again, there are some prerequisites, and we'll go into that as well. But BILT will also be able to auto send those offers for you, and that's a new feature that we also just got out as well. Some of you guys wanted some more advanced automations. We'll get into that as well today. So once those offers are sent out, of course, we have the automatic follow-up, and we have the automatic contracts and all that cool stuff. But not only that, if you wanted to become the largest dispo company, you could. So let's jump right in today. And the whole premise of this is really, and guys, if you guys have questions and you're on any platform, whether it's Zoom or YouTube or Facebook, just raise your hand if you're in Zoom, or drop your comment and we'll get to it. Because the whole point of this is to go through on, if you have any questions in the system as well. It's also Q&A, so keep that in mind. But for the time being, I'm going to go over in a blank account, right? And I want to go through this because I want to show you guys how simple and how easy it is, and how everybody's overthinking things. And we kind of had made things easier for you guys as well. So right off the bat, I'm going to open up a brand new account that we just created for you guys. Kind of take a look at with me. So right off the bat, this is a demo account, fresh. Everything is good to go on this. Everything is blank. This is what everybody gets when they first join the software, when they first join the system. You can keep track of everything, all the deals that you're working on, how many LOIs you've submitted, what type of LOIs you've submitted, how many are negotiations, how many you've won and lost. And of course, you can see this on a quarterly and an annual period. But to jump right in, when you first get into the system, you might be overwhelmed. There's a lot of information inside of here. We have a 7-step process to get started. Today, we're going to be focusing on the main core system steps. Some of the other steps that has to do with data, and we're not a data provider, so do keep that in mind. Even though we provide tutorials for them, it is not our responsibility where you get your data from, but we'll go into that as well. So right off the bat, when you have a brand new account, the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your settings and business profile. This is where you're going to fill in information about your company, where your physical address is. If you have a business email, a phone number, what niche you're in, you always want to select the real estate agency niche. This way, when you do apply for A2P registration for Twilio or text messaging, everything is good to go. If you don't plan on applying for that, this doesn't even really matter. The entire business page is irrelevant except for your friendly business name right here. For like your emails and such like that. But if you plan on doing text messages, it's really, really important to have all this, including your EIN information. You want to make sure that's accurate as well. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer. If you just created your LLC yesterday, you'll probably not get approved. You have to wait at least 2 weeks. So do keep that in mind. Now, there has been a few changes inside of our general section down here at the bottom of what should have been activated before and there's no longer. So if you take a screenshot of this and you use this for how you're setting up your account, just make sure that allow duplicate opportunity is on, gather intelligence on unknown phone numbers, verify email addresses when the first email is sent to a new contact, and of course make sure this last one is on for email compliance as well. We will not be doing allow duplicate contacts, so keep that in mind. Like don't be clicking anything extra at this point in time, and make sure everything is set up the exact same way. Now again, you can update your business website here, but right now at the moment we don't have one, right? And you might have one already and using a different platform and so forth, but we're going to get into that right now because it's simple and straight to the point. So right now what I'm going to do is we're going to move on to the next step of literally just getting a domain and putting it inside of here because it's that easy. So right off the bat, since you're already inside of your settings, what we needed to do is go to our domains, and we're going to see, oh, no domains are found. This is one of the UI changes as well, so do keep that in mind. This does change frequently, but it's basically the same thing. We're not going to be purchasing a domain. We prefer using GoDaddy or maybe Namecheap or something along those lines. I think Namecheap, you can get domains for like $1 or 99 cents. I prefer GoDaddy. It's more expensive. It's $12 a month, but it is what it is. So right off the bat, if you go to your GoDaddy account and go to the home page, let's actually click on my products. I'm going to go over two things here. Number one, setting up an actual website, and number two is going to be actually setting up your email accounts that you're going to be using to automatically start blasting. This will take 35 minutes to set up if you know how to use technology, so do keep that in mind. Domains inside of here, right? I have a bunch of domains, some of them expired. It is what it is. The goal is to keep buying more domains as you scale, right? And so right off the bat, I bought this one today, and I have another demo one which we're going to use as well. So BILT Solutions I'm going to use for our website, and then BILT Demo we'll use for like email or whatever, and I'll buy another domain to show you the process as well. That being said, let's actually go buy one, right? Because if some of you guys don't know how to buy domains yet, so we're going to go do that real quick. But if you just paste in a website, click on find domain, you want to find anything relevant to your business. So here we go, BILT Solution with a dash. I think that's fine. I'm not going to overthink this. A lot of you guys overthink your websites. Like, please don't. Just click on one. You're going to use it for email marketing, just like a phone number, where if you use a phone number too much, you're going to end up throwing it away later on anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this domain to the cart. Sure. Let's go to the cart right here. I do not want 3 years. I want it for 1 year. Why? Because we're probably going to throw it away within that time frame. And why do we need to pay for more? So we're going to continue the cart. Just go ahead and make a payment. No domain protection. We're not going to use the builder on the website. We're not going to set up any professional emails. But there's that. So let's just go through this real quick. And it's literally as simple as how I'm clicking right now. Again, I'm not going to click on any protection or any of this. Make sure it's $11.99, right? That's it. That's all you need. Again, if you use Namecheap, you can probably get it for $1. But ready for checkout and complete purchase, we'll just go with that. But going back to BILT right here, where it says connect to domain, what we're going to do is going to click on connect to domain. And then right here, where you want to link it to our funnels, websites, and so forth, right? Later on, we'll do the email, but for now, at the moment, we're going to click on connect. We're going to get this domain right here. So if I go back to GoDaddy, it looks like this domain is yours. Cool. Don't care. Not now. Let this thing build and do its thing. But we do have a domain that we bought, BILT Solutions, right? The one I bought earlier. So BILTsolutions.com. And let's just make sure it's the exact same one that we have in here once this thing actually loads. But while we're at it, all right, here we go. So if we click on domain, now that we own this one, BILT Solution, I'm going to use this one for the email, so it's not that important. But I'm going to go back to our domains, my account, domains, BILT Solution. So it does not have an S. Well, it's very case sensitive, so be careful. BILT Solution, continue. It's going to say, I also want to add. We want to say yes. We're going to add records manually. And so this is where I guess most people get confused, especially when they see the multiple A records found and stuff like that. this is this is your DNS settings, right? If you're inside of this domain, you're going to see DNS right here, and you're going to see, yes, there is a duplicate A record because GoDaddy decided to try to build us a website when we don't want it. And the same thing, you'll see some other CNAMEs in here as well. You know, what we need to do is to delete this one that's right here. Therefore, we won't have a duplicate A record. We can kind of start from there. But let's go back to BILT right here. And what we're going to do is let's actually go back and try doing it again until it actually disappears. Let's go ahead and refresh this. But what we're going to do is we're going to be creating 2 new records inside of this to make this our official domain and website. So let's connect this domain again, connect BILT solution. I can spell .com. Click on connect, add records manually. While this is loading, I'm going to go ahead and copy these records anyways. So we need to create an A record and a CNAME record. I'm going to add these new records, an A record, and then a CNAME record right here. We can go ahead and paste. So literally just copying and pasting from this point. So we copy the host, we're going to copy the value, we're going to go back, paste the value, and then we're going to go back again, take the CNAME right here, and we're going to copy. Again, I don't know why people get caught up on this and get confused when it's just copy and paste, but this is why we're creating these tutorials all over for you guys. So we're going to save those records, record name www conflict, because there's one right here. So what we need to do is just delete this one. We don't need that. And let's try this again. And there we go. So now that's set up right there. If we go back to BILT, we're not going to be able to verify, of course, until this is troubleshooted. See if it, there we go. Click on verify. Might have to do it a few times. Because again, this is reading what you have in GoDaddy or whatever you get your domain from. So do keep in mind, if GoDaddy didn't send that information that has been updated, it could take a few extra minutes. So notice here it says 30 seconds. Could be a little bit longer than that. But once this is set up, the only thing that's really left is to create more email accounts, right? And then of course we can link this to an actual website that we have inside of here. So if we click on website, the system does have websites pre-built for you. So for this example, I'm going to use the Creative Finance website, and we can take a look at that in a minute as well. So proceed to finish. So we also optimize the website, make it a little bit more better, a little bit more efficient and stuff, make your guys' life easier as well. So if we go to these sites right here, you'll see that we have the main websites have been a little bit more organized. If we go into the Creative Finance website, you're going to see this is the page right here. So notice right now, it's still not loading. It's because we just linked it. We're going to have to give it a few more minutes, but let's just see what's going on here. BILT solutions, make sure that's saved. And then we'll just give it a minute or so. We'll let this load. But while we're in here, let's go back to the next step. The next stage is going to be your email services. In order to send offers in the system, note, right, we're doing cold email marketing. Cold email marketing, what does that mean? We cannot just send thousands and thousands of emails out from one email, right? We have to be, we have to set a foundation, right? We have to pay attention to compliance, we have to pay attention to guidelines, we have to pay attention to, you know, all the email deliverability issues that might occur. And so in order to do this, we need to create our own dedicated domain in here. And that's why I went ahead and bought 2 domains in here so that we can set those up as well. Right now, again, I am talking while I'm doing this, so I'm probably going a little bit slower, but just keep in mind the whole goal here is to make sure everybody knows what's going on. But let's go over here. So right now we have BILT solution, and then of course we have the BILT CRM demo. Let's do the BILT CRM demo. Now, the reason why I'm using this one, this is an old domain that I had. So the problem with old domains is, number one, they were probably linked to a different system. You're going to see they already have certain, you know, stuff in here, a bunch of email stuff as well. And so we don't really need all this. So when you have an old domain, if you know for sure that you're not going to use it, go ahead and just delete everything that you can delete, okay? And then we can start from scratch. Now I think I had somebody the other day say that I said, oh, just go ahead and delete it, and they were using that domain and they kind of screwed up their email. So just be careful. If you're not using it, then delete everything. if you are using it for something else, don't delete things, right? Unless it specifically says that there's a duplicate. So now this is clean, brand new. If we go back over here, we're going to go ahead and click on that create dedicated domain. And if we didn't want to click on this, and instead we clicked on this, it would be the same exact thing. We'll just click on add domain right here. So in this instance, we're going to be creating subdomains for our offers. So we're going to create subdomains, right? So there will always be something before the actual domain that we have. So if I go back, this is BILTCRMdemo.com, but if I click on it or copy it over and I paste it, we don't want this. Notice it's going to say use a subdomain instead of. So in this case, it will use LC, which stands for lead connector, and we're going to go for that. And again, you can put offers, right? You could put house, you can put homes, you can put sell, buy, you can put whatever word you want before the period here. But for this example, we're going to use LC. It's just easier. Go ahead and click on add and verify. And now again, the same thing that we did earlier where we copied and pasted DNS settings, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to add records manually. And then we have these 5 records and there's one more. So we're literally just going to copy this. So we need 2 TXT files, we need a CNAME, and we need 2 MX. So if you're in GoDaddy, it's easy. You can create all of these at one time. So we'll just go ahead and create all of these. So there's your 5. And then we're going to choose 2 TXTs. We're going to choose a CNAME. We're going to choose the MX, 2 of those, right? If you're using Namecheap or something else, you might have to do them one by one. So do keep that in mind. There's a reason why I like GoDaddy. You pay for what you get for, right? So we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it and literally do the same thing across the board. So just copy and paste everything over. And so I'm going to skip some steps here and paste these down here because they're the exact same value. If you know how to do this, you'll be able to see that as well. So copy this, we'll paste that, copy the email.lc, the CNAME, and of course get the value. And then of course here, you're gonna have priority, we're gonna put 10. And then don't ask me why, that's just a requirement for our emails to trigger at a certain time. We're going to paste the values for these ones and paste that value here as well. We're going to save all records. Now, right away, I can go back here and click on verify records. I don't really care about the statuses being verified at the moment, but I do care about this last TXT file that we were not able to insert because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6th one. It didn't tell us, but it is a requirement to do. So we need a new TXT file for this DMARC right here, and I'm going to copy that over and add that new record, a TXT file. We're going to paste the DMARC here. Make sure there's no spaces before or after. Sometimes when you copy, that happens, and it will cause an issue. We'll copy that one as well, and we'll go ahead and paste that right there. Click on save. So again, right here, we're going to click on verify domain, and it might fail, and that's fine because we're doing it super fast. But you'll get this yellow, sometimes it'll be red. We want this to be green. So we're going to click on verify now, and notice how only some of them have been verified. We're going to click verify again, and let's see what happens. SSL issued, that is what we want to see. Now again, we did buy another domain, so we're going to do the same exact thing for our second domain. So if I go back here to our domains, and we got the BILT-solution one, we're going to do the same exact things. Now, it is recommended that when you first start out that you want to have at least 3 to start with, especially if a 9 to 5, you know, and stuff like that. Like, you want to make sure you have adequate amount of domains. 3 means 90 offers per day. In this instance right here, again, we need to delete that CNAME right here as well as that A record. We're going to go ahead and delete it so we don't have any duplicates ahead of time, and then we can get started. So let's go ahead and set up our 2 TXTs. We're going to set up our CNAME. Notice I can do this off the top of my head now because I've done it so many times. And then 2 MX records. So again, if you are watching this on a recording or whatever, just know we went over it super slow. Now we're kind of going through it a little bit faster to show you how easy it is to set up. So we're going to click on add and verify, and once again we're just going to add records manually, and now we're going to copy them. So my two txts, cname and mx's have already been set up over there. I just need to go and paste them now. So we're going to take the value now, paste that, go back. And I get this all the time. Mo, you're going too fast. Slow it down on your end, okay? Bring it to half speed if you need to. Again, I went through it slower the first time. But again, right, the goal is for you guys to also improve your guys' computer skills, learn how to use computers a little bit better as time goes by, so that you can be just as fast. All right, so last two right here. And then we're done and good to go for this. All right, save all records. And then lastly, we have that 6th record. Once we hit verify records, we need to create a TXT for the DMARC. I'm going to copy that one and click on add new record for a TXT. Paste the DMARC again, make sure there's no spaces there. And then we're going to copy that, paste the value, click on save, and let's click on verify domain. Let's see what happens this time. All right, once again, it's yellow. We'll click on verify now. And again, if it still stays, you know, yellow or unverified, just go back and click verify again. So there we go. Now we got these two email domains inside of here, meaning we can start sending offers with these, but first we need to actually create the marketing users. So in order to create the marketing users, we want to take one of these and we need to go to the staff section and create a marketing user. Click on add user at the top. Click on add user. Let's just say Mo's that one. I'm just gonna name it M as marketing user, so I know that's a marketing user one. And then again, I'm gonna choose Mo as the email, and I'm going to paste the exact subdomain, so LC dot and whatever that domain was. And so now that I have that there, again, you want to make sure you have a signature and so forth in here, and these are checked on. So let's just say you have a, I don't know, regards Mo, and then maybe you have your website, BILT, CRM.com, and then maybe you have a phone number or something, right? So you can put whatever you want in here, but that's how you would do that. Let's go ahead and copy this so I can just copy it over. Click on next, click on save, and now one marketing user is created. It's that simple. So again, we're going to create the second one because we need to create both at the same time. And again, let's go ahead and paste this signature real quick. Paste it in here. You can make it fancy and do whatever you want down there. But Mo, and then last name, again, I'll just use M, so I know it's a marketing account. Email here will be Mo. And then when we actually did not copy the email over, so we'll just duplicate this real quick. Go back to email services and go dedicated domain and IP and copy this second email over. I'll go ahead and paste it in, so lc.built-solution. And then there we go, we have our second marketing user ready to go. All right, so now that this is done, the only step you have to actually start running this is literally just updating the automation so it round robins between the two, which you can find in automations, BILT 2.0, acquisition pipeline, go to new leads, then of course new leads 2.0 right here. So you'll see that there's an assign to user. This is where we want to make sure, notice how as a template, we remove that and we choose our two marketing users. And the moment we choose our two marketing users, it's going to split the traffic equally, meaning we're now capable of sending 60 offers per day. Each domain can send 30, so that's 60 offers per day. If I click on save now and save, we are officially done. So technically we could start uploading contacts right now and start sending offers inside of the system. But since as I promised before, there has been a new automation that we created for you guys to make your life easier. So when the new leads come in, you don't have to shift them one by one to the interested send offer. Instead, now all you have to do is just edit the same automation that was in that same folder. So BILT 2.0 acquisitions pipeline new leads, there's this auto send offers, which is in draft. It will be shown in all your guys' accounts. Even if you're an existing old user, this is inside of your account now. So if you want to learn how to use it, you just go inside of it and you basically do like a quick calculation. right? You say, okay, well, I have 2 domains, meaning I can send 60 offers. So you notice that there's 2 intervals here. You have the daily and you have the intervals. Inside the daily, you need to limit it to the certain batch size. So for example, we have 2, so that's 60 offers we can send out per day, and therefore it'll limit it, and it'll automatically send those offers for you without you moving them across the pipeline. Again, this is up to you if you want to set this up, but you would click on save. You don't really have to mess with the drip mode intervals. That's just set up for you, and you don't have to mess with anything else. But just to kind of give you an explanation as well, what happens is anytime you upload a new lead into the pipeline under new untouched and it has the tag property lead, it will send the offer for you. Okay, if you don't want this turned on, do not turn it on. So do keep that in mind. I'm not going to publish this at this moment, but if you do want it on, you would hit publish after you update the daily drip. But that's the cool new feature that everybody's been wanting. Reason why we didn't bring it up earlier is because we were worried people would basically try to send 10,000 out one day, and we didn't really want that to happen. But now this account is officially set up. The only thing we have to do now is upload data, right? Now, again, like I said before, we are not a data provider, right? But I will pull up a list of data to show you guys the prerequisites, what's important, and so forth. So if we take a look at this, this is a list of data. I believe this one's from batch leads. Again, headers might be labeled a little bit differently and so forth, but the most important thing here is, do we have the street, city, state, postal code? Do we have the agent or seller's first and last name, and then their email address, right? Phone number is cool to have too if you plan on calling or texting, but for the purpose of LOIs, we want to make sure we have emails. So some prerequisites as well. If you want to be able to calculate cash deals, well, we need to have at least square feet and ARV. If you do not have that, well, you can't calculate cash deals. Asking price and PITI and rent is all, if applicable. It's just good to see. Like, asking price would be on market. If it was a direct to seller lead, you wouldn't even have this at all, right? So do keep that in mind. And the next thing is, if you want to do creative finance deals, well, you want to make sure you have mortgage balance or loan balances or whatever you want to call it, to estimate like what percentage of equity they have in the property. So mortgage information is a requirement, plus the ARV, of course, to determine our creative finance deals. So do make sure your data has that. If it does not, do not come to me saying, hey, this is not working. Now, and then last thing we want to make sure we have is this last tag, which is the last column on. We need to specify whether it's on market or off market. Now, if your leads are off market leads, direct to seller, just change this to off market, right? And then just drag this down, right? It doesn't really matter. This is an example. Of course, you would select all of them and make sure they're on market. The reason being is because our system needs to understand whether, if this is on market or off market, should we use our offer templates for off market direct to seller or on market agent templates, right? And so that's why we kind of want to specify. Of course, you have the option of skipping this step and just adding the tag manually later, but just keep that in mind. You just want to add this column in there. If it has a property type, it's good to know. You don't always have to have it. Again, there's some stuff in here that's not really mandatory, but I will highlight the things for you guys right now, since we can use this for reference. Let's just say we have all of this. Let's just say I'll highlight this one yellow, mandatory. And then of course, if you're doing creative finance as well, you want to at least have, even these are not really mandatory, the rates and stuff, but at least the loan balance, and of course the on off market. These are the mandatory fields, right, that you want to have. Now this one that we mentioned earlier, you are going to manually enter it. Okay, you just type it up on /off market and drag down the list to off market or on market. But those are the requirements for uploading any kind of data. Nonetheless, let's actually go ahead and download this as a CSV file, because we're actually going to use this to upload the list right now. Because why not? And why don't we start sending offers immediately? So if I go inside here now into our contacts, you'll be able to upload this list by going on import contacts. Make sure the contacts is selected, and then we're going to go ahead and click next. We're going to upload this list. Let's choose that one, and there's our list right here. Make sure it's set at create and update contacts. Leave everything else as is right here, and go ahead and click next. And so For the most part, right now it's going to show everything's pretty much connected with a few here that show pending. So if it's unmapped, you just want to make sure you follow. So if I go to the help docs right here, you'll actually see under 2.0, we have step 6 goes full in depth how to import and map contacts into your system. Not only is there a video, but there's this nice little spreadsheet checklist. So right here under uploading data into your CRM, since I'm using batch, we want to make sure these headers match our system. So this is BILT system mapping. This is how batch looks like. I got the comment the other day and someone bashed us all over social media saying, oh yeah, you can pull all these data, right, from different places, but the headers are different. Well, yeah, not dip, right? Prop stream right here and batch leads and deal sauce and prop wire and house folios and all the other platforms, every single one of them have different headers. So of course we have to map them accordingly to our system, right? In order to basically allow other platforms to be used with us, we just need to keep that in mind. Now, note, if you're using a different platform completely, for example, house folios, X leads, whatever that you're using, they're all the same thing at the end of the day. They're very similar to deal sauce, and we don't have that specific column for you. Just set up a Zoom with us, and we'll walk you through it and give it to everyone else. So do keep that in mind. But going back to our setup right here under BILT, we just want to make sure everything is mapped. So postal code is postal code, you know, your state, city, street address is street address. And then down here, let's actually make sure that's good. So email would be email, square feet. We need to select in here square feet 2.0, and then ARV, we need to make sure we're selecting ARV 2.0, and then asking price 2.0. PITI looks like it already took it. It doesn't always take it, I think, because my headers are pretty accurate. And then this would be loan 1 balance, loan 1 type, and then of course loan 1 rate. So if you type in rate, you should be able to get it as well. And then here you have your property type. Make sure it's set at 2.0. And then of course you have your on/off market. Make sure it is the 2.0 and it has those spaces in between. But that's how you would map everything inside of our system. Again, you might have a ton of more data from your list pool, right? From wherever you get your data from, you might have a lot more data. These are the only ones that our system really cares about. Yes, you can upload more. Just keep that in mind that, you know, inside of here, we do have other information. We do have the country with the county, and we have asset classes, and we have on/off market, legal description, specialty. Like, we have so many custom fields built out for you guys, but really these are the only ones we need to actually evaluate the deal. Click on next, and right here you're going to find 2 checkboxes we need to check. And the very first one right here is really, really important. Notice earlier we updated our assigned contacts, our assigned marketing users, to the one.new leads. Well, that's where we're going to actually put our leads into. We're going to actually run not only the upload, but we're going to run it through the automation simultaneously so that we can actually start evaluating the deal. And so as long as we select that, we'll be good to go. Now note, if you have different people inside of your system, for example, different acquisition people, you can clone this automation, rename it to them, make sure it's assigned specifically to them, and then you can upload leads specifically to them as well. We do have tutorials on that in there as well. So the next thing is tags right here, really, really important. Is this list on market or off market? Let's just say it's on market for example purposes. Choose the on market. Is this data here agents or sellers? Since it's on market, let's just assume it's agents, right? And we're going to choose agent right here as well. Now, I like to give it a certain tag so I know when the data was uploaded and who uploaded it. So let's just say Mo uploaded this on 06/10/2025, and this way I know I uploaded it on this certain date. So I created a new tag for it. But now that you've answered this completely right now, it's literally that simple. We're going to click on I confirm, and everything's ready to go. Start bulk import. So right now, of course, it's going to take a minute. It'll show up in your bulk actions, how much is processed and whatnot. But once it starts processing, it'll actually start showing in your smart list right here. But we don't care about our context. We care about the actual pipeline itself. And so notice how we're slowly start uploading our actual deals right now, and then it'll keep going. I think this list is like 200 or something. But the whole goal here is you'll start seeing you know, number one, tags, right, are updating on these leads, but also at the same time, we'll be able to tell if you click on this button right here, manage fields, and click on acquisitions, you'll look at the deal type, and you can also choose, uncheck that one, on/off market, so we can check the status. We can confirm that. And so we can start seeing that already our deals right now are showing as hybrid, sub twos, you know, still loading. We got to give it a little bit of time as the system starts analyzing it. But for the most part, depending on how long the list is, give it like 5 minutes and you're good to go. If you have a list of like thousands and thousands, then go make yourself a cup of coffee and come back. And by then, everything should be good to go. So right now, we still only got 80 properties. Notice in here, it's already starting to calculate a value of the deal. This value is basically potential opportunity value, right? Because at the end of the day, when we look at our dashboard, we want to be able to keep track of everything, right? How much potential do we have? How much did we win? How much did we lose? And then, of course, that's considered opportunity cost, right? It's really, really important. If you go to your dashboard, you know, you'll start seeing your new untouched leads are slowly increasing, right? And that's really important. So going back over here, it's literally as simple as you guys taking a lead. Now I'm not going to take one until I scroll down. Let's say this is a sub 2. Let's actually open it up. If I open this up, it's acquisitions, sub 2. And of course, ARV is ready right here, asking price, the PITI. If it had rent, it would have populated as well. Here's the equity percentage, automatically calculated. How much money we're giving down on this creative deal, because this is a sub 2 deal. It's basically got no equity. So cash down, we have a discounted or additional cash down for our discount offer, the mortgage takeover. Notice how seller finance is negative. That's why I didn't take it as a seller finance. It took it as a sub 2. So don't send the hybrid one that's right here. Keep it at the sub 2. But in the case that you wanted to not send a sub 2 and you wanted to switch it to cash or anything else, you could do so at this moment. But it's literally as simple as taking, let's say, this sub 2 deal and shifting over to interested send offer, and it's actually going to send the offer within 3 minutes. Now, I think this account is set at 5 p.m. max, and we're at 8 p.m. right now, so I might have to push it through for the time being. Yeah, so auto email send offer. Give it a second. Let's just go ahead and push it through so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So it's waiting right now until 5 p.m. So let me just push this one through real quick for you guys to see how everything works. So now that that's pushed through, you'll see, oh, BILT Investment Solutions sent an offer to Lindsay. What does it look like? Here's your principal balance takeover. Here's the cash to the seller. Here's the signature that I typed up randomly. Everything populated immediately. Now, again, is this pretty? No, you want to customize this offer, right, to make it your own version, right? But literally, we've been on now for 41 minutes live. The account's ready to go. Data has been uploaded. We already set up 2 email accounts. We're able to send 60 offers per day right now, and everything's ready to go. So the next person that comes to me and says, oh, Mo, this takes too long, blame yourself. Okay, it's literally that simple. But that's kind of what I wanted to go over. Now, there's a few other things that we're going to go over as well as time goes by, but I do want to leave it to you guys. If you guys have any questions at the moment, before we jump into like the more next thing, the new updates that we updated for everyone as well. So Joe, Sammy, Stephanie, I know you guys were here. You guys have any questions? Everything good on your end? I know, Joe, you had some questions you were mentioning, but you're good. Okay, cool. You got your data in order. But yeah, in the meantime, while we're here, just so that everybody understands who that are on Facebook and YouTube real quick, you know, if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, do keep in mind that there is a link to the Zoom room if you want to join. I see some of you guys are watching on there. You can join the Zoom instead of watching live. You can see most of my shared screen stuff as well on the Zoom itself. So do keep that in mind. I know it's been a slow transition shifting from YouTube to Zoom lately because of the new Facebook policies of only leaving our lives valid for 30 days. So we don't want to be posting too much on Facebook anymore. Otherwise, you guys won't have your saved recordings for future use. But so again, that's how we get set up you know, correctly, and of course managing your leads is going to be the next step, and of course optimizing things to make things better for you. But it should be straight to the point. Like, the last thing I want you guys to do is when you guys get into the system is feel like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know how to follow a tutorial, right? Or I don't want to follow a tutorial. Of course, if you guys don't want to follow a tutorial, you could pay us, we'll gladly take your money, you know. But at the same time, I want you guys to know, right, if you pay for these services, for example, H2P, you don't want to set up your texting or your email services that I literally just went through, probably took me 5 minutes to do, I'm going to charge you an arm and a leg because you don't want to do it. So keep that in mind, right? And as well as, you got to think about it too. Right now we uploaded 2 domains in here, right, inside of our system. Well, those 2 domains, when you want to scale, are going to be 5 domains, are going to be 10 domains. And if you keep coming to us and you don't know how to do it, that's a problem on your end, because people who are actually doing this themselves, lovely, awesome, Joe. Glad you got approved. So like those that are actually scaling, they don't just have 3 accounts, guys, or five emails. No, they have 15, they have 20, they have a lot more. So do keep that in mind. Last week, or not the last week, I was on vacation. The week before, I showed you guys the expectations, right? We can't just upload 300 leads in here and expect to see results. We're going to be uploading in the thousands, right? Because it is a numbers game at the end of the day. And as many emails that you have will be the fastest, you know, you're going to be able to get through that list, right? How many offers you can send is dependent on how many email accounts you have. And so we treat this very similar to how VAs use phone numbers, where it's, let's say you ruin the domain reputation, which is typically a year if you follow compliance and everything. Your domain should last you at least a year. But in the case it doesn't, you can just literally delete one, right, and then go and put another one in. It's that simple. But the whole goal here is to be able to send LOIs, right, and get those responses, because inside of the system, when you're first looking at it, you know, it's very blank and you don't know what's going on. But if I pull up another account, let's say here, let me pull up an actual account that's, you know, live for you guys. Like, once you start having like data inside the system, you'll be able to see tons and tons of data in here, right? And I probably shouldn't be sharing this on Facebook just because they might, or YouTube, because they might ban us. But you know, you're gonna have tons of data, tons of people that you're responding to, tons of offers you're being sent in on a day-to-day basis. So many people who don't respond at all, how many rejected ones, and how many were in follow-up. And of course, if I move all to the right, like, there's a lot more data. I don't want to move too much. He's got deals and negotiations at the moment. But like, you're gonna see your conversations full, right? 600 people he's unread. You need to clean your inbox. But you kind of get the idea, right? There's going to be so many things in here that you're going to be working on, so many deals you're going to be working on. And so if you're not you know, working on things, and you're not constantly sending offers, the closest thing to a contract is an offer, guys, right? And so, like, notice how this one's nice and pretty and it's green, while ours was blank and black. You know, you want to customize your templates, which kind of brings me to the next thing, right? The color, the branding, the nice marketing and the templates and stuff like that are there for you to customize and make your own. The last thing we want to do, guys, is you know, have all of our offer templates go out the same exact way, same exact blah. So let's say we just sent one earlier, right? Let's see what it looks like. Instead of all, we sent one to Lindsay. If I open this up, it looks so blah. If I open up this guy's, look what he's got. It's in green. He's got a date up here. He's got a deer, like he's sending an actual letter. He's got some closing information, you know, approximate. He's got different wording, bullet points, you know, nice fancy signature at the bottom. You could do the exact same thing, right, and make this look beautiful, right? It's that simple. You go inside here, let's say the on-market ones, and if you're working on off-market, you would do the same in the off-market ones. Let's just say you go into this one, and here's your cash. Here's your, you know, follow-up emails and so forth. Let's just say this is our hybrid offer that gets sent out. But right now, it's going to take your email signature right away. So, of course, you want to make your signature nice. But you can edit anything in here, right? You can change it to whatever you want. And let's just say, for example, I like this, right? I'm literally just going to copy it and say, okay, we're going to change these to that. Okay, we're done, right? Maybe make them bullet points. I just ruined everything. But there we go, right? Change it to what you need, right? Fix everything to work for you. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. Just make sure your templates are different, right? You can add coloring inside here. You can add your colors. You can pick whatever you want. You can make this big and bold and, you know, italic. And here, let's just change the color while we're here as well. Here, we'll do a red, right? And there we go. Now we got that. I picked the wrong one, but you guys get the idea. You would choose this one. And you could do whatever you want to your offer templates, but you do want to kind of go in there and make sure you save your information so it does update your automations. But this is, as long as you don't change these values that are in these brackets, you can change whatever else you want on this entire page. So do keep that in mind. Again, the goal is to be different than everybody else. If everybody inside, we have over 500 people using this system, so like we don't want to be the same. Okay, and we're only going to continue growing, right? One of our goals is to get to 15,000 people as soon as possible. So do think right now you have no competition, right? 500 people is not a lot of people, but once we get to 15,000, that's going to be a lot for you guys. So do keep that in mind. Make sure you're differentiated. Make sure you guys are using the system to its fullest before everyone else starts out competing you. But that's as far as like how to set up your account, you know, how to import your system, how to manage, you know, the acquisition pipeline, how to update the email templates and stuff like that. There really isn't anything you need to do else in the system besides start responding to people that respond positively on your leads inside of the system, right? Remember, I'm here to help everyone get started and close their first deal or close more deals using BILT. However, if you don't take action, you know, I can't fix that mindset. If you're not willing to learn or upgrade yourself or to be better or change how you currently operate, then there is nothing that I can do for you. So do keep that in mind, right? It really is on you guys. I'm going to constantly create new things for you, constantly make these things, the system better, faster, stronger. But at the same time, you know, we do want to hear your feedback, right? So make sure you are submitting in the ideas board. Make sure you are updating. You know, any type of feedback, whatever your testimonials, we want to see your feedback to make things better. But also at the same time, you know, for those of you guys that are watching and you are not a part of BILT, right? Make sure you check us out. Go to BILTCRM.com, check us out there. You know, we are the only one in the industry right now that does what we do, right? It's going to take people at least a year for them to copy what we do. And the reason being is I made sure for a fact that no one had a system like us. And made sure we had a competitive advantage over everyone else. If you go to anybody else's systems, you're going to find the generic, you know, you pick up your phone calls and maybe texting. And so like, we don't want to be the same as everyone else. And we know the regulations of texting has gone downhill. A lot of softwares that used to be primarily texting are now shut down, or they're going downhill or having to change their business model. So we will always be on top of compliance. We will always be on top of, you know, doing what's right to the fullest, right? And then also at the same time, we always will focus on your cost per acquisition, right? If you were to do cold calls, you know, you'd probably be at a $1,200 to $1,500, you know, cost per acquisition. If you do mailers, you're going to might be a little bit more than that. If you do PPC, PPL, it's definitely going to be a lot more than that. You know, inside of our system right now, like, people are getting a $350 to $400 cost per acquisition. You can't beat that anywhere. Because if you're going to make 10 grand on an assignment fee, but you still spent 3 grand to acquire the deal, how are you making money, right? You're not making that much. But if you make 10 grand and only spend $400 to acquire a deal, well, then now you're making more money. And of course, it's a scalability thing, right? It's a numbers game. And it's completely up to you guys to really decide what you guys want to do. But I'm going to ask this again. Do you guys think our tutorials do the job, or do we need more? Because it's really, really important to me, right? You're in the comments and you're listening to this, if you think I need to do more, please let me know. I don't want to say it breaks my heart, but when people come to me and they bash us on social media because of, you know, they could not find the tutorials or they don't know how to follow the tutorials, the last thing I want is our domain, basically our reputation getting affected because people can't follow along, right? Like that 7-day trial person, right? Like the other people that we have that just complain and charge us back just because they don't know how to get help. I want to make sure and let you guys know, like, we try to make sure you guys have the best support possible. And of course, if that's not the case, let me know. Right? You guys have my direct contact, right? If support's not handling things as fast as you would like, let me know and I'll make sure we speed things up. But we do take pride in our 15-minute support. Now, granted, that is a 9 to 5 time frame, but we are looking to improve that as well. We're in the process of hiring some more people for you guys, so you guys can get better support. One of my goals is to make sure, and I don't know how soon this is going to be, but I know I mentioned this way back, but we're actually working towards it now, is to try to get more and more people that can do what I can do, as far as like automations and more advanced stuff. So you guys have more of like a personal person to reach out to, because as we're continuously growing right now, you know, there's only so many of us right now that can really deep dive into the nitty gritty. And so I want to get more people that can do that for us, so that whenever you guys do need that Zoom support or want to build something cool out that's not existing, we're going to have more people that can help out as well. We can call them customer success managers, we can call them CSMs, we can call them more advanced support, you can call it whatever you want, but that's one of my priorities right now, to make sure that you guys are happy and you guys get all the support that you can get. And I'm willing to double down and spend more money on support for you guys. So the only thing I ever ask for is, you know, you guys see the value, make sure you guys share the value, right? Make sure everybody else has an opportunity to be successful, so they can get their first deal, or maybe they can need to get more deals. You know, make sure you share the value out there. But you know, I know I've been ranting a lot. I want to make sure I kind of get through all my points, just because I was out on vacation and there's a lot of new things that we've kind of built out and made sure you guys had easier access to. I know there's the digital business card. I haven't really seen anybody, you know, really using it, and we put a lot of time into that as well. You know, for those of you guys that attend events, right? You guys do have a digital business card in your system. You guys should be using it. It replaces Blink. You know, you have your link to your buy boxes and your lender criteria buy boxes and your JV deal buy boxes and all these things for people to submit. Everything's ready to go for you guys. Like, again, right? There's a ton of cool things. It's hard to kind of go over everything on one Zoom. It's hard to go over everything on one tutorial. That's why we do have a lot of support articles. But at the same time, right, I know a lot of you guys are trying to get your first deal, or maybe trying to get more deals to try to become profitable, leave your 9 to 5 and so forth. So I think it's really important that we create these things for you guys, and just make sure that you guys get all the assistance you can get. But yeah, so, you know, as usual, guys, the primary goal of these Zooms is for Q&A. I know we've been struggling with the transfer from Facebook to YouTube, but if you watch this later on, or if you guys that are in here right now see anybody else that doesn't know where these Zooms are, make sure they get it, right? I think it's shared right now on Facebook. I think I shared it, but I don't think we're getting that many people on it. So you know, make sure you guys like the video, make sure to share the value, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is where we post all the scheduled lives, so do keep that in mind. Make sure the notification bell is on. But yeah, and of course, if you guys are interested, again, you know, make sure you guys check out our affiliate program or BILTCRM.com for anything. But with that being said, guys, if we don't have any questions, we'll call it a night, and of course, we'll get back in gear to you know, have everything ready for you guys and better tutorials, and we'll cut up some of these videos that we did today as well and have them ready for you guys as well. But of course, Stephanie, anytime, and if you need to set up a meeting, just either reach out to support or reach out to me and I'll send you my personal calendar. That's fine. I've had to watch tutorials several times. I'm a visual learner. Yeah, a lot of people are visual learners, Joe. There's not really, you know, hand holding is hard, right? And that's the toughest thing in pretty much every business. Like we take the time to create the not only the text version, the checklist version on the spreadsheet, and the video tutorials. But if you're a visual learner and you need hand holding, that's where it becomes tough, right? And that becomes more I guess advanced support. You could say that we don't have at the moment. But we do have it done for you. So, you know, whatever you need, Joe, just reach out to me. I know you've been messaging some of our videos online, the lives and stuff. If it's easier for you, just DM me directly or DM support, right? So we can get your answer. Because I felt bad that last time I was on the cruise ship on vacation last week, and you DM, I didn't get back to you for like 3 days or something. So if you DM me directly, I'll actually see the stuff on there. So do keep that in mind. But with that being said, oh, hey, Elaine, did you have any questions before we hop off?
Hello.
Yeah.
That being said, oh, hey, Elaine.
Hey.
Do you have any questions?
Do you
A
have?
couple things first. I just want to thank you. I did actually go through your tutorials.
Do you have me on live behind?
I do.
Yeah, can you
well
pause that?
done.
Just so we're not hitting a reverb.
Okay, is that better? Sorry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
you're good.
Apparently I was on both versions, sorry.
You're good.
So just wanted to tell you that I did go through your tutorials, and boy, they really did help. I had one computer that had the video to show me what to do, and then I had another computer, so I was actually able to follow along step by step.
Lovely. So everything's set up on your account?
Yep, so it's all working, and I got a couple. I also have another guy that helps me. So we have our web pages put together, and then I was able to download data into the software, and then I was just listening to you tonight to just regenerate, you know, how it all worked and why this and this and that.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, we'll constantly do more because there's going to be updates all the time to the UI and stuff like that. We got to be constantly on top of it. So I think this time around, like what the videos you're watching were a little bit different, but it's generally the same thing, you know, at the end of the day. So I'm glad you were able to get everything set up, Elaine.
yes. Now, I do have a couple of questions. First is, I understand there's soon going to be an AI that will be able to make our calls.
No,
Do you know when that's going to actually become live?
So I'm actually not going to be setting that up. That's from High Level, right? High Level tries to push new tools to us, and we don't want to take that. We don't believe voice AI is ready yet, right? It still sounds like a robot, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to force you guys to or even implement any systems like the voice AI that is not high quality, right? And so there, to me, I don't recommend. You're more than welcome to use it, but again, I don't recommend it.
Okay. Yeah, because I know Prompt AI has it.
Prop AI, no, everyone's having trouble with Prop AI.
Yeah, I've come to realize that too, that a lot of people are just hanging up on it, and they know that it's not a real.
I've had people that have spent $8,000, because what is it, $1,000 a month for 8 months straight, and they haven't gotten a deal from it. So, not to bash the software or anything, but AI is not that great at the moment, especially if you don't have a system to follow up on those leads at the same time. It becomes really hard. So you need like Prop AI plus another CRM, and it becomes really difficult, right? So no, I do not recommend any voice AI right now at the moment. You have the biggest software companies and sales companies in the world saying it needs another couple years, right, to be fully optimized, or at least another year. So I will not recommend it anytime soon.
Gotcha. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just in the process of downloading everything and getting it all set up. But I just wanted to thank you again.
Of course.
For all that you do for us.
You're welcome. You have any other questions, or you're good to go? You're all set up.
No, well, I'm working on it right now. I'm still in the process, but I am coming along more and more.
Where are you pulling your data from?
PropStream.
Okay. You following the video tutorials?
Yeah, I was. And I will tell you that I did follow it, and I clicked on all the things that you suggested, but then it didn't transfer everything over. So I think I have to go back there and actually like transfer over the mortgage balance, even though that video said you don't have to do it.
Mortgage
And then,
balance.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then also skip tracing. So this
No, are you doing direct to
Trust me.
seller or direct to agent?
direct to seller.
Direct to seller, yeah, you got to skip trace.
Okay.
If you're doing direct to agent, you do not have to skip trace. I thought last time we decided that you guys were going to do direct to agent.
Yeah, we're still going back and forth. So
Okay.
because I looked in my particular market, there was only like 279 listings in my area. So I'm thinking that's not a whole lot of data. So maybe I should.
What market are you in?
I live in Connecticut, so I was
Okay.
doing the West Haven area to start off with because that's where I live. That's where I invest. And so then I made it a little broader and I did the whole county.
Okay. So you pulled the entire county for direct to seller?
Yeah, so but when I did direct to seller and I followed all your prompts, then I got like 5,000 entries.
No problem, Joe. Okay, well, if the direct to seller works for you, that's cool. Just know that, you know, who has higher motivation at the end of the day? People who've listed and signed a contract with an agent, or someone that's direct to seller and has not listed their property. So it's going to be a little bit longer. Remember, the numbers game is always still going to be there. It's just the numbers now go a little bit farther than that, you know.
Oh, and we are doing some advertising, and we have gotten a couple people that have contacted us that have a property and they want to sell. So that's cool.
What kind of advertising?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook ads, PPC.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, just reach out if you need anything. Don't hesitate. We'll make sure you're taken care of.
What's the best way to reach out?
Reach out to support. Reach out to me. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't reach out, I don't know if you need help.
Exactly. No. So far, I've been doing good. I was doing a lot of it today, and Mark and I have been doing it throughout the week. So we did get our websites together. Our bot is now talking.
Where we post all these scheduled lives, so do keep that.
And he did a couple other things. So
Gotcha.
So we are coming along.
All right, well, lovely. Yeah, I mean, whoever it is on your team that's helping you out, you know, just get to sending offers, right? Because you've been signed up for over a month now, haven't you?
It's almost a month.
Okay, so I walked through on this video and you were watching, right? 41 minutes we set up the entire account. So
exactly,
yeah.
And then when I understand more of how you set it up and how to do it, so I probably could do it all by myself the next time.
Oh, absolutely. That's why we're creating these tutorials, to make sure you guys know how to do it, because when the time comes to scale and if you, let's say you didn't do it and you pay us to do it, you're not going to know how to scale. And so you're going to have to come and pay us again. So I'd rather you guys just learn, and don't get me wrong, I will take all your money, but you know, I'd rather you guys just know how to do it.
That's why I decided not to do it with you and to figure it out by myself. And,
absolutely.
And, hey,
I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah, because hey, this way I can continue and run faster and run longer, all by myself.
Yeah, I mean, now you know how to do it, right? It took a little bit longer in the beginning, but you know how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now I know how to upload, and so then if I'm doing it direct to agents, I don't have to worry about skip tracing or uploading. I'm just going to be talking agents.
Yeah, I see your comment in the live. You're asking where's the direct support contact info. In your CRM, you'll be able to see the support button.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're in your account right here, you'll see support.
Okay.
If you just click on it, you can submit a ticket or talk to the chatbot. Either one works.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I want to make sure we got all your questions answered. But yeah, if we don't have anything today, I think we're gonna end the stream early today. Make sure we get to working on some new cool things for you guys. But don't forget to check out, and this is for everyone, the auto sending and auto drip of the offers, so you no longer have to move them one by one. Yeah. To the offers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the beginning of this video. We went over it.
No, I saw what you were doing.
Okay, cool. But it's in everybody's accounts. It's inside the automations. You'll be able to check it out and just modify it. It should be in draft mode now. Make sure you publish it when the time comes. With that being said, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next time, and reach out if you need